Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sanna and I am the self-published author of 4 books and 2 tour guides. Last time I talked about editing and I was describing how I edit from like how I start my editing and then all the way until I put it into the publishing program. And today I was going to go into the second part of my editing process. As you can tell, it's quite a long process, but I think most authors would agree that writing a book is like 20-30% writing and the rest is editing. The more you edit, the better it gets, unfortunately, because it's a lot more fun writing. And today I'll be talking about what happens after I put my words into the publishing program and how I go through them. I use Vellum to publish and I have to say it's by far the easiest program that I've used for publishing things. I worked in InDesign as well and Word using different templates and I find Vellum so much easier. It's incredibly easy to use if you're not looking for doing something super advanced and you need like special kind of templates, or you want to make something completely unique, or maybe have lots of pictures in it and things like that, because then of course InDesign is probably better to use. But if you are just like me mainly interested in writing words and publishing them, regular books like fiction, I do YA for the moment. That's the one. That's the series that I'm in the process of publishing now. If that's the kind of genre and the kind of books that you're looking to write, then I definitely recommend Vellum. It is so easy to use. The only problem is that you have to have a Mac to do it. You can't use PC for some reason that I still don't understand. They haven't chosen to make it for PC as well as Mac, so that's the downside. But if you do have a Mac, it's a godsend. Like honestly, it saves so much time. I couldn't believe how easy it was when I started using it. You put the words in there and ta-da! Out comes the book. It's amazing. So I don't know if you want me to do a tutorial on Vellum. There are a few out there, but if you want me to, of course, I'll make one. Just let me know in the comment section below. So the first thing that I do after I put the script into the publishing program is that I go through it chapter by chapter and make sure that everything looks alright. And what I do is I look at paragraph size. I know some people don't care about that sort of thing, but for me, I notice that I find it much more difficult to read a book or any text if the paragraphs are really long, especially on electronic devices. What I'll do is I'll skip. If I'm reading something that has a very long paragraph, I'll just like read certain words within that paragraph so I kind of get the whole like gist of it, and then I'll just keep reading because it's too dense for me to take the time and go through it. And that might sound like bad, but you know, we have to be realistic. We have loads of options of things to read and there's just no time to get into the nitty-gritty unless it's for a certain like specific, I mean, if you're doing like a coursework and stuff, okay, fine. But if you're looking for entertainment, which is the main reason that I read nowadays, then it makes it so much easier to have shorter paragraphs. So I look at that, and I also look through the formatting, making sure everything is nice. Everything looks nice, that there's nothing weird happening. This is, I think, where I saved the most time with Vellum, because before, when I've used templates in InDesign or in Word for different projects, there's always errors. Doesn't matter how careful you've been making the templates or whoever you've gotten the templates from, like there's always going to be errors. And sometimes if you make like even the slightest mistake in InDesign, if you put a comma in the wrong place, you will face the consequences. It takes forever to search through and find what went wrong and why is this text looking so weird, and sometimes it turns out differently on different devices and depending on what program you open it in, and it's just crazy. I don't have to do any of that with Vellum. I just look through and make sure everything looks nice, make sure that I haven't made a mistake somewhere in my text. Check the chapter length again, make sure that it's kind of the same size and that it flows. And then at this stage, I'm looking for a beta reader who is brutally honest rather than kind. Then I make changes. Usually she finds like spelling errors, grammatical errors, or just weird things in the text that I've somehow not seen before. This is the thing that you will notice, is that you get, we call it home blind in Sweden when we refer to this, is that you've worked so much with your document that you don't even see the faults anymore. You've seen it so many times you can't spot them anymore. You don't even notice that you've made a mistake. Especially when something sounds the same, like sometimes R and R, like our house, and you are certain things that sometimes I write like ARE instead of OUR, or the other way around. And it just happens like maybe once in the whole script, but I don't know, brain fart. And so that doesn't come up in the spell check sometimes. So those are the things that you kind of want to go through and really look for. And that's kind of what I've been doing now with my 5th book in the series. It's the final book in the series. I'm so excited. It's almost done. And I've been going through chapter by chapter and just going through the text in as much detail as I can and try to make it better. Sometimes that means cutting a lot of words. Sometimes, like in this case, in the 5th book, I've added like loads of explanations. I realized that I've missed that certain things that I needed extra content to make sure that people can follow the events. That was something that I finished today, so really happy about it. I just got the last chapter done, so yay, almost done. And I noticed that the more you work through your text, the better it gets. It's when it starts to get like worse that you need to stop. But yeah, so that's like the nearly final editing that I do, is going through it really in a really focused way. And it's always good to have a bit of a rest from your work before you do that. Maybe a week or two, just let it lie and then go into it and really look at your text. And then you let it rest. you know this story by now. It's work intensely, rest. Work intensely, rest. Because what you need to do is you need to detach yourself from what you've written, so that it becomes like a new text again, so that you can see it with fresh eyes. So now that I've finished this read through, I'm going to let the script rest for at least a week, and then I'm going to read it out loud to myself. Because it's sometimes it's not until you hear a sentence that you realize, there's something wrong, or this is way too intricate, or this is way too complicated a way to say a very simple thing. So that's next, and then I'm hoping to publish it in the middle of May. That's my final part of the editing process, and then it's just getting it online, pressing publish, which is again super simple with Velo. I publish using KDP on Amazon. That's also pretty self-explanatory. They kind of take you through all of the steps. But if you want me to make a tutorial of that, I will do that as well, because I will, like I said, I will be publishing my 5th book soon. So I'll have a script for that. And meanwhile, while I'm letting this book rest, I will be working on my next project. Also YA series, but I think it'll probably just be 2 books. I am looking forward to that, really am. So yeah, please let me know your thoughts, your ideas, how you edit, what programs you use for publishing, and yeah, anything you want me to explain further, let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe if you want to, and if this has helped you, and I will see you next time. Bye!